This really is our premier event of the year and gives you a chance to meet some of our outstanding youth. So now it's time to meet our 2024 Youth of the Year finalists. Please welcome Britton, Aaliyah, Hazel, Caden, Aaron, and Lucia. This year, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Fresno County celebrates our 75 years of providing successful services. It's our 75th birthday. Hence. And tonight, you will hear more about the power of the club and how the club has made a significant difference in the lives of our youth.
Since 1947, the Youth of the Year program has been the Boys and Girls Clubs of America's premier recognition program, celebrating the extraordinary achievements of club teams. Each year, exceptional club members will compete to win the National Youth of the Year and represent the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. This year, we have 6 Boys and Girls Club members competing for the 2024 Boys and Girls Clubs of Fresno County Youth of the Year title. The 6 Youth of the Year you will hear from tonight have volunteered and they participated in leadership opportunities that allowed them to make a difference in their communities. Their unit directors nominated them, then prepared and submitted a Youth of the Year application, which includes multiple essays, letters of recommendations, a resume, and a cover letter.
For the last 5 years, I've been at Fresno State completing my bachelor's degree in community public health. I'm also the Keeping It Sexually Safer coordinator at Fresno State. I help implement all the safer sexual programming that we have, and hopefully one day when I graduate this semester on the Dean's List, I'll be able to implement that into the community all over Fresno County.
At only 5 years old, I learned firsthand what it meant to stand up for myself. While in the care of a family friend and away from my circle of safety, someone who posed as our friend beat me from head to toe, blows after blows to my delicate body, leaving me painted with black and blue bruises, all because I wet the bed. I sat in silence for 10 long hours. Once back in the loving arms of my family, I used my voice and told my grandmother what had happened. The next day, CPS took me and my younger sister away, and I made a promise to me and my younger sister that this will never happen again. Days after this incident, I joined the club, and I never looked back. This is a new me, stronger, smarter, articulate, all because I used my voice, a voice that I know saved me, a voice that I know saved my life that day because I told someone. I stood against violence and abuse because I told someone. My voice is my strongest growth. I want to inspire young people to fight back with their voices and words and not with violence. My 11 years at the club have taught me leadership, comfortability, and compassion towards others. I am now a junior at Bullard High School and recently became the vice president of the Black Student Union. I am also a historically black college and university student, and I also was a part of the debate team at Bullard. I hoped to go to Oregon State University or the United States Naval Academy and become a civil rights lawyer and activist.
After school, I decided to skip my after-school program. Instead, I went to my school counselor's office, crying, as I had been all day. She asked me what was wrong, and all my secrets fell out of my mouth. She dialed, police came, and then a trip to the hospital. I will never forget that night. I was exhausted and scared. I slept in a home that was not mine, and I was worried about the questions I would have to face, but more worried about the pain I would have to feel over and over again with every answer. This time, it wasn't because of my mom's petty fights or her being involved in a toxic relationship. This time, it was much more serious, and because of that, it would be the last time I saw her and my home. Me and my younger siblings were placed in the same home, and eventually they started attending the Pinedale Boys and Girls Club. They kept begging me to go with them, and I was hesitant at first, but I'm so glad that they did. While I'm grateful for my foster family, it's not what every child dreams of. I am safe there, I can live there, I can breathe there, but I cannot be myself there. At the club, I can be myself. I've made friends, learned new skills, and share my story. I found leadership roles in Keystone Teen Leadership Program, and earning my first paycheck as a youth worker gave me a freedom that I'm rarely able to see, with the ability to buy something nice for myself. My grades have improved, my friendships have deepened, and I've learned a lot about myself. For me, the club isn't my second home. It's my first.
3 years ago, my grandfather experienced health problems, and he hasn't been the same since. His sickness inspires me to one day enter the medical field to help those who are at their weakest. He is my light. I am sharing about him because he is someone I hold closest to my heart. We do everything together, like watch movies and just have deep conversations. He made me into the big movie watcher I am. He is my father figure and someone that I look up to. In my heart, he is my true and only father I will ever have. He inspires me to do my best every day so that one day I could give back to my supportive family just the same way he does for us. In the past, I thought I wasn't able to help my grandpa enough because I didn't know much. I only knew what medication he was prescribed and when he'd take it. I thought I could have done more back then. But then again, who could have expected that from a 14-year-old girl? Since then, I have gained hands-on experience at a rural facility with beautiful residents. Through this path, I have discovered so many new things that I could utilize in my everyday life and apply it to the well-being of my grandpa, including my family. More than ever, I am confident that I can do more, and I have. I would also like to add that being a part of the club for 10 years has really opened my eyes to all the leadership skills I have developed. Whether it's helping the younger members with arts and crafts or my involvement in the Keystone Teen Leadership Program. Currently, I am the Keystone Treasurer and the advisor for the Torch Cadet Leadership Program for the younger members. Because of the club, I never imagined myself doing anything related to these things before, and I would probably be stuck in a boring routine of attending school then going straight home. But with the club added to my routine, it has motivated me to stay on track to soon graduate high school this May. I plan to enroll into the Physical Therapy Assistant Program at the College of Sequoias, then transfer to Fresno State to further my education to become a certified PT.
One morning, I woke up and I was told that my father had passed away. It was news that my family and I were not ready for. My grandmother and mother would now take on the role as head of the household. They now became our father and protector. As the second oldest of 8 siblings, I felt the need to step up and help my family in any way I could. I helped my siblings with their homework, getting them to school, and with cleaning the house. Being a member of such a large family, 8 siblings, and all boys, I quickly realized how hard it was for my grandmother and mother to keep us fed, clothed, and healthy. This realization sparked a new passion inside me. As I walk to school each day, I see so many people who have fallen on hard times. Unhoused people who go hungry, living outside with no protection from the heat or cold. And then I see those kids, some who attend my school or the club. With everything my grandmother and mother deals with taking care of my siblings and I, there's one place that's been there for my family since day one. It's the Club is Boys and Girls Club. I will forever be grateful for everything they've done and continue to do for my siblings and I. The staff have been my mentors and have given me a safe place to go when I was at my lowest point. Before the club, I had no room to run around like some kids could do. Now, I have all the space to enjoy myself, think about the future, and others. Being a member of the club has given me strength and has taught me to be a leader. I've been part of the leadership programs, sports activities, community service projects, and the job readiness programs. The club has inspired me to one day start an organization that will help those that don't have the necessary support to find their way out of difficult circumstances.
I remember my mom telling me it's time to go. Being 6 years old at the time, I wasn't sure what that meant. As I watched my mom pack all of our clothes up, I remember her telling me, "We're going to my aunt's house. I'll be back for you," she told me. I realized she wasn't coming back, and what my brothers and I knew is we no longer had a home. As time went by, I learned the truth. My mom was a drug trafficker who'd be sentenced to 6 years in prison. When I was 8 years old, I lived in Selma. I was scared. The house I lived at was not my home. This is where my first encounter with the Boys and Girls Club would take place. I attended the club as much as I could. I did arts and crafts, played board games, but still felt alone. Last year, around the age of 15, I was not making good choices, hanging around the wrong people and being negatively influenced by my peers. One bad decision led to another, and I found myself in front of a judge. My new home for the next year will be the Juvenile Justice Campus. I did my best to take it one day at a time. By displaying good behavior, I earned my way to attend the JJC Boys and Girls Club. Something familiar from my childhood will now re-enter my life. The club for me is a place where I can be myself. It is a safe place with people who mentor me and care for me. The staff trusts me. That might not sound like a big deal, but to have adults that trust and believe in me is not something I have in my life. Programs like the Keystone Team Leadership Program is helping me be a leader and not a follower. It has helped me develop my decision-making skills and teaching me the benefits of having a positive mindset. A year ago, I literally had 10 high school credits to my name. I did not even think about graduation. Today is a whole different story, and graduation is now in my sights. Being incarcerated does not define me. I take accountability and take responsibility for the choices I made and now make.
As a 5-year-old child, I was robbed of my innocence. A day starting out like any other, quickly turning into a complete nightmare, of which I still carry scars to this day. The person who would steal my innocence that night broke my fragile body, leaving me in pieces, empty and numb. My family silenced me, forcing me to move on as if nothing happened. But how could I, just a young child, or any child for that matter, forget such a painful ordeal? From that moment on, I knew that being able to find someone to trust enough to confide in was going to be difficult. Sexual abuse is a topic that is often shunned and not given the necessary attention it requires, especially in the Latino Hispanic community. As a Latina, I have seen firsthand how incredibly difficult it is to speak up as a victim. This is why I'm here to say, enough is enough. Keeping quiet only allows for the pain to continue, leaving behind scars that remain open, unable to heal. I have learned about the power that my voice carries, thanks to the staff at the Orange Coast Boys and Girls Club. I have attended the club for 3 years and have learned many valuable lessons such as teamwork and establishing healthy relationships, participating in numerous acts of service with a strong work ethic, even earning a paycheck as a youth worker through the Career Launch Program. This past year, I was appointed by my peers as the president of the Keystone Team Leadership Program. That experience has allowed me to enhance my leadership and communication skills while realizing my confidence, ambition, and passion for uplifting my community. Since that horrible day when I was 5 years old, I have learned to convert my pain into positivity and productivity by pursuing my goals. I am currently attending Greeley College, majoring in political science to one day achieve my goal to become a lawyer. That little 5-year-old girl is now here, standing before you tonight as a courageous and resilient young lady.
1949, we opened our doors, and let me tell you, we just want to keep going and continue to grow for another 75 years because we need to serve amazing kids like the kids you saw tonight. Youth of the Year is my favorite event because it provides us all with an opportunity to truly witness our mission in action and the impact our youth development professionals and staff make in a young person's life.
You're so inspiring. The words that you used to describe yourself were small and short. There's so many to add. The resilience, the courage, the bravery. You're our future. And being a kid's hard just on any day of the week. And it's harder these days than it was for most of us growing up. So thank you for the choices you've made to be part of this club. We're so proud of you. Any one of you come into the office, we'll hire you on the spot.
And the third place winner is Aaron. And the second place winner is Kaden.
Judges, you really messed me up. We don't have a script for this one. We have a tie. for first place. Unbelievable. In the history of our Youth of the Year, we've never had a tie. And in some ways, it's not surprising. These kids poured their hearts out tonight. So, on that note, we'll announce the two top Youth of the Year for Fresno County. Britton. Lucia.
Okay, well, I just want to first off by saying thank you so much for this. This is really amazing. And I'm just really thankful, but I just want to say each and every one of us has done such an amazing hard work, Congratulations to all of you.
And I would just like to say thank you very much also. This has been a really long journey for all of us, and we've had to cut out personal time to share our story. And I would just also like to say, be a ikigai. Be a reason for someone to live and to be, and also be that for yourself as well. Thank you.